Welcome to Clarity Currents, the secret podcast with me, Danielle Laura, where I share weekly channeled messages about the energetics of the week in the areas of opportunity so you know how to work with the energy rather than in resistance to it and know how to leverage it for your highest level good in your business, relationships, health, wealth, spirituality, and legacy. This is Clarity Currents episode for the week of April 21st through the 27th, 2025. Let's dive in. When I tune into the overall energetics of the week, I see a vision of this liquid gold being poured into a mold. It's messy at first, it's hot, it's all over the place, it's almost unbearable, but then it begins to take shape into this stunning, rare, beautiful mold. This week is about letting yourself melt, morph, and become. Let the fire refine you, not burn you. You're not breaking, you're being reshaped into something holy. This week, we're being invited into deep emotional alchemy and soul level transformation. It's time to loosen our mental grip on quote unquote getting it right and just let our intuition take the wheel. My Intuition Mastery Academy course is available if you would love support in that. This is not a week to force, it's a week to flow with devotion. Allow what's crumbling to fall. Let what's foggy stay foggy. The clarity will come through your body and your spirit, not your logic. Some things you can ask yourself are, what identity am I shedding this week? What truth have I known in my heart that I'm finally ready to act on? Where am I overcomplicating what my soul is trying to simplify? You're not being asked to figure it out. You're being asked to embody it. Business for the week of April 21st. When I tune into the energetics of business this week, I see a vision of someone ripping up a script that they've been memorizing and writing a new one straight from the soul. This week is not about strategy. This week in business is about soul-led embodiment. This week, your business may feel like it's being squeezed into truth. If there's frustration or misalignment, it's revealing where you're still trying to prove instead of express. It's a week to scrap what's performative, tune into your intuitive nudges, and create from the inside out. You may also receive unexpected clarity midweek around a pivot, offer, or a message. Trust that, speak it, share it, and build from there. A prompt you can use here is, where have I been marketing my expertise instead of the frequency of my energetic power? Relationships for the week of April 21st. When I tune into the energetics of relationships this week, I see a vision of someone standing at the center of a labyrinth, realizing that the path wasn't about the other person, but rather about returning home to themselves. This week may bring some emotionally charged conversations and decisions. You may even be feeling unseen in a connection, maybe ready to speak your truth that you've maybe been withholding. You may even be invited into a new emotional honesty or even boundaries. So whether it's love, friendship, or family, this week it definitely initiates a new chapter through release, reevaluation, or recommitment. Some reflective prompts you can use for your relationships this week are, where am I abandoning my needs for peace or performance? What does sacred self-loyalty look like in this dynamic? What relationship truth am I finally ready to name? The discomfort is part of the healing. Stay present, let love grow from truth. Health for the week of April 21st. When I tune into the energetics of health this week, I see a glowing spiral moving from the solar plexus all the way up to the crown. It's like your body and your spirit are moving in union. This is a deeply intuitive and healing week. The body will also be hypersensitive to food, people, routines, emotions. This isn't about control, it's about listening. So ask, what is my body trying to tell me that my mind has been overriding? What routines or rituals are anchoring me into wholeness? Where can I allow rest to become my greatest form of devotion? This is the perfect week to experiment with some visionary health rituals, things like dream journaling, intuitive movement, water fasting, or even recommitting to something you know your body thrives on. Wealth for the week of April 21st. When I tune into the energetics of wealth this week, I see someone dancing barefoot under this moonlit sky. Their palms are open, outstretched, just catching these falling golden stars. The message coming through here is receiving is a sacred art of being, not doing. There's an emotional tension between expansion and structure this week, and the invitation is to move through resistance without gripping. Prompt you can use for wealth this week is, what am I afraid to spend on? Not because it's unwise, but because it asks me to trust myself more deeply. Towards the end of the week, I also see a bold financial move or even a mindset shift that opens new doors. Let the pressure empower you. You're not behind. You're building something enduring. Spirituality for the week of April 21st. When I tune into the energetics of spirituality this week, I see a sacred ceremony happening in the fog. The message is clear here. Even when you can't see clearly, your soul knows the way. Clarity this week may come in symbols, songs, dreams, or whispers, not checklists. The golden key this week is devoted practice. Even when you feel distracted, even when you don't feel like you get it, right? Show up anyway. Spiritual refinement is happening beneath the surface. Every act of trust is a declaration of faith. Anchor through journaling, prayer, sacred conversation, or simply just sitting by yourself in silence. A prompt you can use for spirituality this week is, what is God or the universe trying to teach me through this fog? And legacy for the week of April 21st. When I tune into the energetics of legacy this week, I see a vision of someone planting this golden seed deep into the soil and whispering their soul's mission into it. The wind then carries their prayer, it begins to start raining, and a sacred agreement has been made. This is a metaphor for, this is a week of powerful portal around rooting your identity into the earth. This is not a week for like quick manifestation tactics. This is a foundation laying energy type of week. Some things you can ask yourself is, what legacy am I choosing to embody through my daily actions? What identity do I get to ground into that aligns with my values and visions for the long term? What am I committed to building? Slowly, intentionally, beautifully. Write down your vision, speak it aloud, bless it in a ritual. This is the beginning of something so sacred and so real. There you have it, hot soul, your intuitive forecast for the week. Wishing you a week of divine ignition, embodied clarity, and devotional flow. Until next time.